it's one of those like richer root beers.
Can we get that stuff here? The root beer one?
I did.
Our camera is not so good.
Or you want me to change it since you're in the
Since I'm in the driver's seat, sure.
Yeah.
Like maybe just back it up or maybe raise it up.
Oh, okay. Which one?
Ooh, this angle's really good. You can see just how little hair I have.
How's that?
Sure, let's try that.
Is that better?
It's actually better for me. Yes.
How about this?
That's perfect. Up. There you go.
Okay. Is it?
All right.
No, wait, Matt.
Well, I didn't do anything.
There, now you're okay. You might be out of the picture eventually, but.
You know what? If there's one thing I'm hoping for, it's that one day I'll be out of the picture.
So your computer didn't want to let us do a live stream.
No, Chris.
So
as a matter of
but
fact,
my computer said, "Hey, use me."
hey, I'm good. Put me in, coach.
That's right.
That's
yeah.
what your computer said.
If the coach would have just put me in, I know we'd have won that game.
I'd have been soaking it up
Yeah.
in my hot tub with my soulmate.
That's right. Yeah. So I get to run the boards tonight because Matt doesn't want to use my computer. He's afraid it has like cooties on it or something.
What if
It
I touch
probably
it
does.
and then it goes?
It goes bloop.
Yeah, I mean that
Yeah,
could happen,
be a
right?
thing. Yeah, it could
Yeah.
be a thing.
So hey,
So-
everybody, this is Matt.
This is Chris.
We're at Texas Toast Guitars. Thanks for watching our Thursday live stream. I actually made like a short video that was like, we're not gonna be able to do it because we didn't think we were gonna be able to.
Yep.
But here we are. We made it. I don't know if the guys at Flipside are doing one this week because I think Dylan is gone this week, and I think it's just
Is that
I'm
what it
not
was?
100%
Okay.
sure what.
Yeah, I don't think they did one. I looked.
Okay.
It didn't look like they did one.
So Chris, you and I took a bunch of time off. Let's talk a little bit about that tonight. But I do want to talk about this shirt right here. Guys, link in the description somewhere for Teespring, or you can go to the website, texastoastguitars.com. If you buy this shirt on our Teespring page, you're automatically entered to win a free Challenger Level 1. How's that for cool?
That seems pretty good to me.
How many people have entered that? Or how many people? 45, 50, something
Yeah,
like that?
I looked the other day, but I can't remember the number. It was a lot. So
But the odds aren't like, 1 in 87 trillion. I mean, they're like really good odds. Somebody's going to win something good. And some people have bought more than one.
Yep.
So like, I know Blue bought like 8 or 10 of them. So, you know what I mean? That's kind of a,
oh yeah, he did.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So, so Chris, this is our second day back
Yes.
this week. We were in yesterday,
Uh-huh.
and the lion's share of what we did yesterday was actually discussing what we had done in the last 2 workshops. Is that? And we did some stuff in the paint booth. We'll talk about it all. Let's talk about it all.
Yeah. So we did a bunch of after action report on the 2 classes that we did and things that we would like to change or do better.
Yep.
In both of those.
Yep.
In an effort to always improve.
Hey, that's kind
Never
of
be
the thing, right?
stagnant,
Yeah.
yeah.
If you think you know everything already and you can't learn anything, then that's not cool.
No, it's
Oh,
not.
did I tell you? Somebody said about. Remember that video I did like, it was been 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it was, if you're using feeler gauges instead of this tool, you're a hack. Somebody said, this is actually really funny. They said, since the dial indicator or digital indicator gauge is fairly new, and there have been people have been using feeler gauges for way longer. You're what do you say? You're defaming and insulting and defaming all luthiers everywhere, and you're ripe for a class action lawsuit. I think that was pretty good. I thought that was pretty good.
Class action lawsuit.
I'm not 100% sure what.
I won't.
There's a whole lot of question marks and a whole lot of exclamation points too.
Yeah.
On the guy's thing. That's funny.
Exasperated.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he was just goofing around. Maybe not. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah. That's like there's so many other examples of stuff like that.
Come on. Yeah.
I mean, you go to the dentist, they don't use silver anymore.
Sure.
They use modern things.
Yeah,
you're allowed to
the
change.
times. Yeah.
With the times, exactly. Yeah. We're not watching black and white TVs.
You know what's funny? The the video that's doing the best in my most recent series of "You're a hack, don't be a jerk," blah blah, is the "Don't be a jerk, just buy a new neck" video. And man, people are it's such a polarizing video. You either love it, or you either love the idea of replacing the neck, or you hate the idea of replacing the neck. And somehow or another, if you're come down on the side of, if you love the idea of replacing the neck, it's right on, brother, or something like that.
Yeah.
And if you hate the idea of replacing the neck, there's all sorts of hate and vitriol being spewed at me, and you're a jerk, and no one likes you, and your dog, I hope your dog bites you, or whatever it was.
Well, the weird thing is, I'm a little bit of a bicyclist, but I absolutely refuse to ever change the inner tube on a bike.
Okay, good for you. You got to have standards.
And so as a result, most of my bikes have flats, and I can't use them. but they're all original. Those are the original tubes.
By golly, they're all
original. This is the original drivetrain, even though every tooth is worn off the front chainring.
It's funny to me that's such a big deal. And in the like the very first, I think the intro to the video, that I do right before the do, I think I said, and you correct me if I'm wrong, but I think what I said was, if you don't like this video today, don't blame me, blame Leo Fender.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't my idea to make a neck that you can switch out.
Yeah. I saw a comment, and it was like that wasn't his intent, was to replace necks when they wear out. It was because it was a cheaper way to build a guitar.
How about this?
I don't think so.
Both things are.
Both things can be.
Both things can be true. It's very manufacturable, and you can switch out.
And you can switch them out. Yeah, the whole idea.
For whatever reason you want.
The whole idea, and I think one of the reasons that the Telecaster had that headstock was because it fit in a standard postal tube. And
oh, really? Yeah, I don't know.
You could shove it in a postal tube and ship it off.
Okay.
And they would ship you a new one.
Huh, that's cool.
So
now today though. Today, you don't have to get rid of the original neck. You could just get another neck.
You can.
For whatever reason you want.
Yeah.
I want a blue neck. And you can have whatever you want.
And you're allowed to. There was another comment where it was like, why would you throw away a neck?
Yeah, I never.
You're not throwing it away. You're just not, using it.
I don't remember telling you to do that.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm almost positive I said, keep the old one. And
I like to resharpen my picks too.
Sure, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have some that are like this tall.
Good for you.
Not even usable, but
I like to refill ink pen cartridges, like the Bic kind.
Yeah, that's a good idea too.
But it's funny, Chris. I want you to know something. I want you to know how much sleep I lose over those comments. Not 1 second. That's how. That's
good.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah. So anyway, so what did you do, Chris? What did you do on your fall break?
My fall
You're
break?
Like, God, I hope this wasn't fall break.
Yeah, I hope it wasn't. My sister was in town, so I hung out with her.
I love Beth. How come I didn't get to see Beth while she was here?
It just worked out that way.
Okay. Yeah. Well, maybe next time she comes.
So she went and saw my dad, and they did a bunch of activities, and I think she was a little worn out from that.
Oh, okay.
So they went ziplining.
No way.
My 81-year-old father was the oldest zipliner they'd ever had.
That day?
No.
Ever? Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds like a challenge.
They took a ton of pictures of him.
That's funny.
My sister had one picture taken of her. Yeah. So, what else did they do? They rode the train. They did all sorts of stuff. They ran all over the place. So she got to my house and she was like,
was it that
can I just sit?
Was it that slow train or that?
No, they took the Royal Gorge train.
Did you see that Bigfoot sighting?
I did.
Dude, that's Bigfoot, or a guy in a Bigfoot costume.
It is Halloween time.
But here's the thing, it's not a bear.
No.
That much I know.
And once again, especially in today's world, that's a pretty crappy video.
I think actually, Chris, I think it's an exceptional video.
Yeah.
Proving that it was either A, Bigfoot, or B, a guy in a Bigfoot costume. It wasn't a bear
okay, well, I'm not going to do this while
they did. That's just it.
They didn't. It looks terrible.
Dude, watch again for the first time. I think you'll see.
All right. I'm waiting for the director's cut.
How come we never see any like that? Like why isn't that all over the internet? Like all you see is that Bigfoot thing from 1970, whatever.
Oh,
I think that's been disproven anyway, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. This one, I don't know, man. seems awfully out in the open for a Bigfoot.
Like I said, I think it proves one of two things. One, Bigfoot, which is a good story. Or two, guy in a Bigfoot outfit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Either way, it's not just some critter that looks kind of like
I thought it was. Yeah. It definitely looked like a man or a man like biped.
Wow.
So
wouldn't that be something?
It would be something. Yep.
You know what I did on the first day of our 4 days off?
What?
I stayed in bed all day long. Like I didn't get out of bed. I actually did. I got out of bed once to go get a sandwich and twice to go get ice cream. Well, no. The second time to go get ice cream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Not 2 trips.
No,
ice cream?
no.
Okay.
No. But
really?
But I should have.
That was Saturday.
Saturday. Yeah,
okay.
I did nothing all day long.
Really?
Yeah.
I went and rode my bike.
I was
housework.
Positively exhausted.
Worked on some bikes. Didn't replace any tubes.
No, that's the last thing you want to do.
Yeah, that's a lie. All my bikes are tubeless.
So you don't have to replace it.
Correct. Yeah. Went and saw Denzel Washington, Exact Revenge. Once again.
I want to see that one. I liked the first couple, and I liked Denzel.
Yeah, it was good. I liked it. He's getting a little long in the tooth.
To be the equalizer, or just to be because he's still cool,
full-time badass. Oh yeah, absolutely. But he's still. There's something calming about watching Denzel
do anything.
Exact revenge on people, on deserving people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you don't feel sorry for him at all.
There you go.
So the question was asked of him during the movie, "Are you a good man or a bad man?" He said, "I don't really know." And throughout the movie, and only a good man would say that, it was the idea.
Oh, I see.
And I think he's a bad man who does good things.
Okay.
Because he certainly enjoys it. He's good at it and he enjoys it. So
they say that a dangerous person who can control that ability to be dangerous is definitely a good person. Someone who is so in other words, no, I think what they're talking about when they say, hold on, my brain is going a million miles an hour. A peaceful man is someone who is capable of extreme violence, but doesn't do it.
Okay.
Whereas someone who is incapable of extreme violence, they're not exactly peaceful. They're just this milquetoast nothing. They are neither cold nor hot. So yeah. Anyway, but
there you go.
Yeah.
Yep. Doc wants to know if there was a flip side live tonight. No.
Was there not? I have no idea.
No, there was not. I looked and they weren't doing one.
Okay.
So, and they didn't have anything scheduled.
What I can tell you is that last week Ike was off, and this week Dylan is off. So, but I think last week Dylan and one of the other guys did a live video, and I think Ike was just like, I ain't doing it today. I don't know.
Yep, that sounds right. So yeah, I talked to Dylan though, and he's planning on doing one.
I think that Dylan is
chomping at the bit.
He might be chomping at the bit. Yeah. He's had some time to recuperate a little bit. So yeah,
they got back faster than I thought they were going to get back. So yeah,
they're speedy.
Yeah, they are. They have 2 drivers.
And you can go back in the back and sleep. Yeah, you don't have to like sleep sitting up.
Yeah.
And you can go potty while it's moving, ostensibly, I don't know. So anyway, there's no reason to stop at all except for gas. So did you do anything else fun that
went to a bunch of restaurants. So my sister lives in Nebraska, where apparently they don't have good food.
Yeah.
When I go there, that's true. So we went to all her favorite places from when she lived here.
Okay.
So yeah.
We went to Pizza Friday with Dina and Chris from Odyssey Beer Works, the great American beer works. We went to the Edgewater Inn.
Oh, that's right.
It was good. Now I was then and am still now participating in Sober-tober, meaning I'm 12 days with no beer, and I like I tell everybody, I don't have like a 12-day chip or anything. I'm just doing it to see if I can do it. So I have coffee in here and I have water in here. So I haven't actually realized any substantial health benefits to my knowledge yet.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't. Yeah.
You might not drink enough.
Well, that might be. See, I think everyone thinks all I do is sit around drinking all day long.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is that I don't.
There was a comment in one of the classes about our liquor shelf in the background back there, and it's pretty good size, and most of the bottles are mostly empty.
Yeah.
But that's not from us.
No, it's from some of the bad influences.
It is from the bad influences. Yeah, and they bring.
You know who they are, and you know who you are
and
too.
They bring it for class, and they enjoy it after class.
Yeah.
And they've come multiple times, so they or whatever. But yeah, Matt and I don't.
I don't drink hard liquor.
No, and we
hardly
rarely.
Ever.
I mean, I'll drink a little bit of tequila when Brian Duncan is here.
Yeah, I'll have a taste of it, but generally speaking.
But yeah, for the most part, we're not hard liquor drinkers. Certainly not.
Yeah.
From the shelf.
I can't pay the freight for that stuff.
Yeah.
It looks like we have a super chat. Is it from Brian Duncan?
Brian Duncan says, "You're not near as funny."
Joodle said you're not as loud either.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
Well.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
You know what I have to say to you, Brian? Looks aren't everything.
Dawgs said perhaps the increase in ice cream uptake has offset the decrease in alcohol.
Oh, there hasn't been an increase in. I eat a lot of ice cream. A man cannot reach his true potential without eating ice cream. I want you to remember.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm positive.
I don't think that's true.
Well, says who? Who? Let me ask you this, Chris. Who told you that you can't reach your can't reach your true potential by eating ice cream?
Those exact words have never been said to me.
Okay, because the exact words, "a man cannot reach his true potential if he doesn't eat ice cream," was said to me by Navy SEAL Chad Wright.
Okay.
Look it up. It's a real thing. You don't have to take my word for it. I mean, and he's a Navy SEAL.
And he's an authority on ice cream.
He's a Navy SEAL.
Okay.
Well, I mean, when's the last time you or I did any Navy SEAL stuff?
It's been a while.
If ever. Yeah. So yeah.
Maybe.
There you go.
Uh-huh.
So what we want to talk about tonight, gang, is I made a list of things that I wanted to talk to Chris about while we were off for 4 days, and they were all just statements.
Uh-huh.
And I remember I think what I posed to you was not in the form of questions, but I think what I posed to you was, what do you think about this statement? And then I would read it off to you. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Is that how okay. One of the statements that I specifically remember saying is, Texas Toast needs a double cutaway model.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to have a double cutaway model, and I want to know what you guys think. I want to know, one, what your favorite double cutaway model is, and don't say Strat or something like that, because that's not going to blow my skirt up. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna make a Strat.
Uh-huh.
And there's some other ones that I probably am not going to do too. But I want to start going down the path of getting a double cutaway model. So I want to know what it is. So okay, if you do say Strat, tell me why. So I like Strats because it has a trim, or I like Strats because it has a pick guard, or I like SGs because it's got pointy things and it looks like the devil, or whatever it is. You know what I mean? So I want to know what you guys think. So what you're basically doing right now in tonight's live stream is participating in an online focus group. How many people are watching right now, Chris? 150? 64. All right, good enough. So, well, by the time we get rolling, I think there'll be more people.
Okay.
So if you guys are in the comment section and people come in new and go, "Oh, what's going on? What's happening here?" I want to participate in the focus group. Let me know what your favorite double cutaway model is and what features it has that, because remember, you and I talked about this. One of the things that we kind of got wrapped around the axle on was you have to have super high fret access.
Mm-hmm.
Because when Scott Dahlhoover was here, he had to have super high fret access.
Yeah, so we ended up making basically a double cut junior kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
So but the fact of the matter is that if you look at the classic example of a Stratocaster, is a classic double cutaway design. A Strat and a Telly have about equal upper fret access, if you ask me, because there's that great big heel there.
Uh-huh.
So what is it about? Because you don't wrap your thumb around the neck and shove it down there and go, well, it's all the further I can go. Gosh, if this was cut away, so maybe it's an aesthetic choice. But I would like to know what you think, what your favorite double cutaway model is, why you like it, what features you think a double cutaway ought to have. And who knows, maybe you'll help us come up with a new double cutaway design, right?
Yep.
Maybe. So let me know. let her rip. I want to know what you guys
So
think.
you want me to start reading some of these?
Are people aren't already
Uh-huh.
saying stuff, are they?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's
I've been
cool.
talking.
Okay.
Leo Ahern says SG hands down. Dribble says my favorite double cut is the one I made based on your Challenger. Dylan says,
yeah, but the one that
Junior.
Driddle made, that's stupid. No one's gonna make that. Now, so hold on, wait. Let's address some of these here.
Okay.
So the SG,
Uh-huh.
we already make the SG shape, and we call ours the prostitute. And I think that's definitely a cool shape. Now let me ask you this, Chris: is that a model for us though?
The
I guess it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've made enough of them.
That it could be a model.
That it could be a model. Yeah, you keep making them.
Okay.
So
no, normally when I make those, it's in a workshop, usually the neck
Mhm.
through one or the set neck one, because I like making them, and I've always liked the SG, and it's a cool model.
Yeah. So we have a couple of super chats.
Oh, okay. Let's take
Van Shank Guitars says, here's to sobriety.
Now, remember, Van Shank Guitars, I don't have a 12-day chip or anything, and I fully intend to start drinking again come November 1.
Fully intend.
Yeah.
Yep.
In fact, I'm just going to see how long I can go here. I'm going to, but come November 1st, I'm going to start drinking again.
Yep. Doc Silton says, I love the double cutaway Les Paul Jr. shape, and of course the double cutaway Telly-ish things that I've made. Both have great access and just look cool.
Okay. What the guy who said the SG bar none or whatever, did he say anything like why he liked that?
No.
The neat thing about the SG is that it joins the body basically at the end of the fretboard. The only thing that does it even better than the SG is the Dan Armstrong, which is also a favorite of mine. But yeah.
Yep.
Okay. And I knew Devin was going to say his thing because that's totally cool too. But I like giving him some grief.
Yep. Dan Andradas says Les Paul Jr. with the heel design I did.
Les Paul Jr. doesn't have a heel at all. Actually, no. The body is there's no little knockout for the
right.
So it just kind of ends. Do we have one floating around here? We have a bunch of the template for a Les Paul Jr. It's just flat, and then the neck goes in, and
Yep.
So in order to do the heel that Dan was talking about, you'd have to add a heel segment, which would be fine. But in fact, it might be better than fine. It might be give you a lot more support and glue surface or screw, so however you're planning on attaching the neck.
Yep. NSG Guitars, NSJ Guitars says Super Strat for comfort. Brian Duncan says I'm a big fan of the PRS double cut. Double cut Telly is rad. PRS looks cool.
I wonder, no one said anything about the PRS and its carved top. That seems to be, the carved top is definitely something that everybody wants. I want to have a carved top. Guys, if you put a bunch of question marks or something, it's going to make it easier for Chris to read your comment. And if you do a super chat, it's going to make it easier too. So.
Yep. The Toast Right is way cool. That's a double cut.
The Toast Right is way cool. And we've got to make a couple of them.
We do. That was from Doug Santinello, who we owe one to. Yeah. Rotbox says the Hamer Steve Stevens model with the Floyd and the 6 on a side headstock. That's my favorite double cut.
Man, I cannot agree more. I think that's a cool one.
Yep.
That's got kind of an SG kind of a flavor to it. It's not an SG, but it's very similar, I think.
Yep. Here's another one for the Mosrite.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of the things about the Mosrite or the PRS or the SG or some other, or a Strat is that it's very closely linked and associated with Mosrite or PRS or Fender or Gibson or somebody, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The thing about like the Hamer Steve Stevens, that was the only one. There was no like the knockoff Hamer Steve. I mean, there might have been, but in the grand scheme of things, that was kind of it. There was that, and nobody else made them. So it's kind of a cool thing. Chris, may I ask you what your favorite double cutaway shape is? You don't have to pick just one.
So I'm a big fan of offset stuff. I think those count as double cut.
Oh,
ways like
Jazzmasters.
Masters.
I think those count as no cut in a way. But anyway, yeah. But
I mean, they yeah. So we made my my Casanova is a 24 3/4 set neck, Jazzmaster-y kind of a shape.
Is it actual Jazzmaster or
heel.
Jag?
No, it's a Jazzmaster,
okay.
yeah, but it doesn't have a whole lot of heel because when you glue in a neck, you don't need a whole bunch of room for a neck plate.
You don't need screws and stuff.
Yeah. So it's kind of challenger-y and.
I almost think we should start making a lot more Jazzmaster stuff or Super Casanova.
Yeah, they're cool. Yeah.
You know what? It's funny because I haven't thought about those for a long, long time.
Yeah.
Until just right now.
Yeah. There you go. Yep. Ibanez AS7 3G Art Core. Don't know what that one is.
Is that like kind of Yamaha SG shape, like Carlos Santana played?
Maybe.
And I think the Art Core one, maybe, I don't know. You know, how would you categorize that shape? You know the one I'm talking about.
Yeah,
right?
I think that's I can't believe that they were, because that's a Yamaha SG. I can't believe that they were allowed to call it an SG and make that guitar.
Yeah, that's funny, isn't it? Like, why can you call something?
I think Gibson didn't cover their ass.
Or maybe they're just like, well, we're not going to fight with Yamaha because
maybe
we don't have the bucks.
But I think there was a time when Yamaha wasn't Yamaha.
Uh-huh.
You know, as far as the guitar world.
How long has Yamaha been building a guitar called the SG?
Since 1966.
So
and those are those things that I like.
Yeah.
Those Jazzmastery looking things.
So when did
they changed it?
When did Gibson start calling the Les Paul of 1961 or whatever it was, the SG? When did they start calling it the SG? Probably 62 or 3 or something, I'd imagine.
Who, Yamaha?
No, Gibson.
Oh, Gibson?
Did I say Yamaha Fender? Or
and then Yamaha started making that shape in 70, 71.
So we're pretty sure that Gibson was the first outfit to call something an SG. Okay.
Now Yamaha says that SG stands for super guitar.
Yeah, and
the SA was super acoustic. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but who knows?
Who knows?
Why are they naming guitars in American, in English?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Okay. What else we got, Chris?
Take a look at the Gretsch Astrojet PRS KL33 Limba Santana, says Bobby Dill.
Oh, Bobby Dill knows a thing or two about Limba. Do you think that, so Bobby Dill actually put some money down on one of the White Limba Challenger level 2s?
Yeah, that's what you said.
At what point do you think I need to tell him about the neck through Texas Toast Prostitute with White Limba wings?
Oh,
should I wait until he comes out here and then just show him, or should we tell him now?
Maybe we could show it off tomorrow.
Maybe a little bit, yeah.
Yep. BC Rich Eagle.
I think the BC Rich Eagle's cool.
Yeah, some of those are actually pretty fun. Yeah, they're iconic.
I think that the Paul Reed Smith is definitely a cool double cutaway shape, but you said something the other day that resonated with me. It's got a lot more Strat in it it's got a lot more Fender in it than it does Gibson in it.
Yeah. So I was perusing Facebook, and there was a picture of the I don't even know models for PRS. I know the Silver Sky or the Blue Sky, Silver Sky.
Yeah, they have so many. It used to be they had one model,
the real Strat one, and then the original PRS model. And they were side by side. I was like, man, he's been making Strats for a lot longer than people think. You can say, oh, it's the best of both worlds. Well, yeah, if the best is a Fender Strat.
Well, it's a maple top mahogany back set neck Strat. Then
but it really does look more like a Strat than.
I think the PRS is a lot more streamlined and maybe contemporary looking than a Strat. But the carve goes a long way to making that guitar neat. And that guitar with no carve is not nearly as cool as it is with the carve.
Yeah, I think.
And I would be willing to bet you, Chris, that if we made a double cutaway guitar and it wasn't carved, the first thing people would say was, when are you going to do it in a carved top?
Yeah.
Whether they would buy it or not, that's what they would say.
Yeah, that sounds correct.
Yeah. So let me add something. I think that what I want to do with our double cutaway is keep basically the same Texas toast neck and kind of those feature sets going. Set the neck in because that's what I do as a guitar maker. I don't really do a lot of bolt-on stuff. And I think it has to have a carb top. Ever since we started doing the level 1 and level 2s, which have been very popular in carb tops, I'm like, well, clearly everybody wants a carb top. So let me know. What do you guys think? Carb top or flat top?
There you go. That's the question. So lots of talk, lots of people just saying words.
Like what?
Ooh, Longhorn Dan Electro.
Ooh,
they're cool, but
I had a Longhorn Dan Electro.
Did you have a Hondo?
Yeah, it was a double neck.
Oh, was it?
Yes, sir. It was.
Oh, I had one of those too. Yeah. Not the Hondo. I had the Dan Electro reissue.
I had it for about, it was in like 1988 or 89. I had it for about 5 days. I'm like, I got to get rid of this thing.
Yeah, yeah. Some of that stuff's really fun to look at. I had a Longhorn bass that was kind of fun to play because it was so small but as a bass, it was pretty lacking. So
if you look at danarmstrong.net, I believe is what it is, there's a whole history of the Dan Armstrong guitar, and to me it's fascinating. But one of the original shapes that they said that Dan Armstrong, in his words, not mine or somebody else's, that he used as a inspiration was the Longhorn.
Yeah.
And if you look at his guitar, it's like, maybe, but I think the Dan Armstrong is way cooler than the Longhorn.
Yeah.
And you know what?
I don't know. 32 frets. Kind of cool.
It is cool. Yeah. Now here's the thing. I don't want to reproduce the Dan Armstrong as a Texas Toast double cutaway.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know why I don't want to do that, but I don't think I want to do that. Because that guitar is super cool when it's see-through. But I've had a bunch of them that were like the wood ones. With P90s, and then I had one that had the switch-o, change-o pickup, and they were neat, but they're not as neat as the lucite one.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think that's true.
Just like the Paul Reed Smith is cooler when it's a carb top, and it's cooler when it's all American made. I'm not saying that the other stuff isn't cool, so don't bite my head off, but it's cooler when it's the American made one. And the Dan Armstrong is cooler when it's the lucite one, says me.
So Doc says level 1 Texas Toast double cut should be a flat top. Level 2 and up could add the carb top. Just a thought.
Again, I don't know what the payoff for having a flat one is.
Yeah.
I think the flat one would just be the guitar that nobody bought. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I could be wrong. And I don't know how many levels I want to have of that either.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I want to have like so many levels that, like we do with the regular Jamm.
Yeah. Okay.
Because this is an all new guitar that we haven't even designed yet.
Right.
So.
Okay.
Should the horns be offset like a Strat, or should they be equidistant like an SG or Les Paul?
I don't know. Those are the big questions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, as soon as they're equal, then it's more like a Gibson. As soon as they're off, or as soon as they're not equal, then all of a sudden you start getting into Fender and PRS territory.
You know what? I owe Dan Andreas an apology because he said Les Paul double cutaway. And what I was thinking in my head was that one that's sort of like the Hamer Special.
Yeah.
Or the Les Paul Special, which was the Les Paul double cutaway for a long, long time. But I think now what he meant was
just a double cut.
A double cut, like the bottom part of a Les Paul on the top two, which is a cool guitar. Maybe we should make that. That might be a cool one. Do you think we could get away with that?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, those are pretty cool. We've done some of them, and they're pretty neat looking. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It's difficult.
What does the Peanut Gallery say?
They're talking about Nuno Betancourt's Super Strat. Guitar Doc 71 says Rickenbacker makes some captivating guitars that are different and instantly identifiable.
That's true. Rickenbacker is a fairly easily recognizable guitar. I think that the Gretsch Duo Jet is cool, which is in a lot of ways is that that Les Paul bottom on the top two.
Yeah.
But slightly different and equally cool. you know, if you don't think that Malcolm Young is cool, then you're wrong. So
Yeah.
And what was that? That was actually a Firebird, is what they called that model that he played.
Oh, really?
I don't think it was a duo jet.
Okay.
Yeah. Help me out. Help me out, internet.
So how did they get away with using the word Firebird?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Maybe I have no idea.
There you go.
Tell me
Jupiter Thunderbird.
Tell me what it is. Yeah, because I mean because they had a Thunderbird. The Gibson had a Thunderbird and a Firebird. Internet, help me out here. Tell me what I'm missing.
Grudgemeyer says time for a double cut arch top class.
Okay, let's talk. Okay, great point. Let's talk about that.
Okay.
We've actually got that in the works right now. In fact, I talked with Steve at Maximum Guitar Works today about that very thing and what we're going to go with. Now, remember, this is probably third or fourth quarter 2024.
Okay.
What it's going to be is the Paul Reed Smith carved top.
Okay.
And because that file's available. You know, right now we have the Les Paul single cutaway. And I guess you could do a double cutaway with that too.
Yeah.
But I'm working with Steve on the PRS workshop kind of thing.
Okay.
You remember we talked about that
Yep.
very thing just today?
Yep.
So
when he said arch top, I thought kit build.
Oh, well, you know what? That's another great one too.
We've talked about that.
Why have we stalled on that? Do you think?
I don't know why we've stalled on that. I think it's a price thing. You know, it's basically a pretty expensive class building a $320 kit or whatever it is, and we're concerned that people won't want to do it. One
of the things that is easy to lose sight of are the hidden costs of running a guitar shop. You know, and the biggest hidden cost is rent or mortgage. If you're paying rent, the better you do, the more you get charged. and the worse you do, the more often you are reminded that how do you say it? That 31 days goes really fast.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You think, oh yeah, that much a month? That's a long ways away.
So
not so.
Like our rent payment is just about $3,000 a month.
Yeah.
And in order to shut down the shop for 5 days and then tack on some time off, because we have to have some time off, it costs a lot of money to do that. And if we're, like you said, if we're putting together kits that are $300 and we have to charge what we have to charge to do that in order to pay rent here, because we're not doing this out of the goodness of our hearts, well, it's an expensive proposition. And guess who pays for that? You do.
The people that come out. Yep. Doc Siltman gave us $2 Canadian though. I want to do the 335 build. Take my money.
Gary Redburn wants to do it. Doc wants to do it. I think we could fill up a workshop just doing that.
Drudel says same amount of labor to teach us how to build $400 guitar as a $9,000 Strat. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's just I think part of it is the other part of it is we have to figure out. So it's not just a $300 kit, because let's be honest, nobody wants the parts on the $300 kit. So that's a $300 neck and body.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is about
and then
what
you got
we
to figure out a way to upgrade them.
Yeah. Now, and the thing is a $300 neck and body is not outside the realm for doing like the Steve Strat thing. Yeah. It's actually a little more to get the Steve stuff, but that's made in America and it's like premium quality stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas the kit body, I'm not saying that's bad, but I'm not saying it's premium quality stuff.
Yeah. It's it comes with its own little quirks.
What I would really like to do would be to figure out where we could just buy those bodies.
Yeah.
And nothing else. All I want is the body.
Yeah. And
we'll make necks for them and they'll be good. Not that the necks are bad.
Yeah. But I thought the neck was okay.
But
we did a bunch of work to the one we had.
But here's where you notice it. Like the binding, super thin. So if you have to grind any of the frets down on the ends, which gosh, do you ever have to do that?
Yeah.
You run the risk of. Yeah.
Yeah, little quirks.
So if it was, because it would probably be, if we use the current model that we have, it would probably be something like $1,200, and you bring your kit with you, and we help you put it together, and we paint it, and you spend 5 days with us doing that. That means that it's a $1,500 thing, and you haven't upgraded anything yet. You know what I mean? And I'm trying to figure that out. So Doc, shut up and take my money, Stilton in. If you're cool with paying $1,500, then maybe we got something. But I think that's a lot.
Yeah. And upgrading it is going to cost double.
Well, you got to figure. Doc wines his own pickup, so he might be like, "Wow, why my own pickup?" Okay, cool.
So then you're into it for bridge and stop tail and tuners.
Probably another $150.
Yeah, probably. Mm-hmm. Yeah, before pickups.
Doug's in too.
What's that?
Doug is in too.
Well, there you go.
Doug's in for that kind of money. All right. Well, okay. So here's what we have to do, Chris. We have to do it.
Okay.
We have to just figure it out, put it out there, and maybe it's just going to be you and me hanging out with Doug and Doc for a week. And
some other guy said that.
By God, that'd be fine.
Too. Yeah, Sean Joint says it sounds good.
Okay. Sean Joint's cool. Gary Redburn's cool. Anyone who's been here before is cool in my book.
I'm sure Doc and
a lot of people who have
talked Dave into it.
Yeah.
Yep. Bobby Deal says that Gretsch had the Jet Firebird name first in 1955.
Oh.
So there you go.
So
then why didn't they sue Gibson the same as they sued Fender for
I don't know, sir.
I don't know. Then Doc says, "Yep, I'm good with that." Dan Andrada says, "I'm thinking if you contact Stu Mack, you could arrange just bodies." I bet not. Those kits, to me, when I opened it up, that looks like it shipped from where they got it as one complete thing.
We could find out.
But I'll bet you not.
Well, here's what we could do. Maybe if we worked with Stu Mack, we could get a price break. And maybe somebody from Stu Mack could come out and hang out with us for a day. Or maybe, I'm not going to say it's Dan Erlewine, but you know what I mean? Wouldn't it be neat if Eric from Stu Mack came out and hung out and watched it, and we filmed the whole thing or something? That'd be cool. Yeah.
Yep. Mike Learn says he'll come and drink our tequila.
Mike Learn is welcome to come drink our tequila anytime.
Yep. Black Dog Sheep, hey Zed, says, I have a base hollow body kit that I would like some help with. We could probably do that during that class. Supply your own. We might be able to do that. You
bring your own stuff. Yeah. Send us some pictures.
Yeah. Maximum guitar bodies? ? He doesn't make that kind of thing.
As of right now, it's not okay. Although I have talked with Steve about that very same thing. The interest level would have to be through the roof.
Yeah.
Because what it would be would be one of two things. And before we lose Mike Learn, I don't know if Mike's still here. We still want to do another paint thing. And Mike was here yesterday. We didn't even talk to him about it.
Yeah.
But we still want to do another paint thing. Remember that thing that he was going to do with Nub Graphics, and that Mike had a surgery and he was unable to do it. And you guys that signed up for it, no. And I actually talked with Mike. I'm like, hey, do you want to do that again? You want to maybe do it here? We were thinking about doing something like that with like I wanted to call it Strat Fink. But it would basically be a super Strat. One humbucker, Floyd Rose, maximum guitar body, maximum guitar neck, which, by the way, Steve will do for us now with the Floyd Rose nut, in case you were wondering, Chris. But I would still like to do that. Even if we don't, I would still like to do, like if Mike says, nah, I don't want to do that. I want to do something different. I want to, build muscle car, or whatever Mike's doing. I don't know. But I would still like to do a Super Strat workshop. I think that would be super cool. Super cool Super Strat workshop. In any case, if Steve were to make archtop hollow bodies, he would have to, one, build a program to do solid bodies on his machine. Not impossible, but he would have to do it. Very expensive. Two, build a mold to make like plywood forms for it out of aluminum. Not unheard of. Steve could do it. I've asked him about both. He said he could do it. He's like, I'm like, Steve, here's my problem. I want to make an archtop And he said, you know what he said to me? I mean, you don't know what he said to me, but you know what he said to me? He said, that problem can be solved with money. So yeah, it's easy.
Dylan says he wants to do a super strat workshop. Mike said, bring it on.
Okay.
Yeah, man, let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think a super strat workshop would be just as cool as the $9,000 strat workshop, maybe cooler.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. It's a little different, but yeah, it would be fun. Yeah. I think we should do all of that. I think the 335 class would actually be pretty fun.
All right, so there's some new workshop ideas that we've talked about before, but have never really done anything with. 335 workshop and super strat workshop.
Yep. Dylan, did I say Dylan wants to do the
you
super
did say
strat? Okay,
yep.
Sometimes I say stuff, but I don't remember saying.
I remember sometimes when you say stuff.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I don't tune you out like you do to me.
Dylan says we could wind a single humbucker. Just one. We'd need one for everybody.
Yeah, everybody gets a pickup. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Well, we'll figure all this stuff out. We need to.
Yeah. Doug says, wouldn't the 335 kits be great for a painting class? I think presumably what he's saying is with Mike.
I think they would be a terrific thing to do with Mike for a painting class.
I think if we could, it's kind of a big order. If we could learn how to pinstripe and then put some stripes on it, that would be a cool thing. I mean, there's lots of cool things we could do.
Well, the 335 kit, I don't know, but I want to say Mike and Nub were going to use kits and do paint work on those. That would be
they were. Yeah.
And I don't know how the graphic stuff works. But what I do know is that when we say Mike, we're doing a strat, he builds a mask or a stencil or something for a strat. And if we say we're building a 335, that would be a different thing. So you couldn't just be like, bring a kit and do it. You'd have to. Yeah. I thought that Warbird thing that we did with Mike Learn was wildly fun.
Yeah, that was a really fun class. Yeah, and I like the Billy Bow one too.
The Billy Bow one was super cool. The only downside with the Billy Bow was the amount of work that you and I had to put into that before the workshop started. You know what I mean? Something about the other one was seemingly better, seemingly easier. Although when I think about it, it wasn't. But.
Yeah. All of those are really hard. Martin Murray, or Martian maybe. Murray wants to know if a Jazzmaster or Jag workshop a thing.
Okay, actually, you and I have talked about this a lot in the past, and quite a bit just yesterday, about specifying each workshop as a Telly workshop or a Jazzmaster workshop.
Build a Strat, build a Telly, build a Jazzmaster.
I don't see
Les Paul.
I don't see why we couldn't do that. It seems like when we do workshops that are more focused, people get done, and we can make them. We could guarantee things. When it's just sort of shoot from the hip workshop, it's not. It's like, well, let's try it.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we could probably put something like that together. The thing about these is, you got to cram all this stuff into 5 days or 7 days. And so you got to figure out what you can get done and what you can't get done. Yeah. And then you got to figure out where to get that stuff.
Yep.
And all the parts are available. Something that we've been talking about is the idea that it seems somehow cooler when you leave with a finished guitar.
For as neat as the woodworking workshop is, I think you're right. It's neater when you leave with a guitar that has strings on it and you can play.
Yeah. So that takes away some stuff, no matter what. You have at least a day to assemble the finished product. That means you have to have an entire paint component to it. So yeah, but we could figure out a Jazzmaster or a Jag class. I think we could do both of those at the same time.
Yeah.
So, and that might, because then you'd only need 3 of each to sign up. I think we'd have a hard time selling a Jag only class.
Boy, there's so much stuff. All right, now, and the other thing with Jazzmasters and Jags would be that trim. Because I know that, so in the $9,000 Strat workshop and in the
Uh-huh.
51 No-Caster workshop, we supply you with all Callahan stuff.
Mhm.
I cannot tell you how good the Callahan stuff. It's just like I don't have to worry about anything
Right.
on the Callahan stuff. It just
Yeah.
goes together, plunk, it fits in, and it's perfect every time. Because it's made by like someone who knows what they're doing. Probably in a factory, but maybe more like a workshop. And I don't know, but it seems like old man Callahan just like does all this stuff, and he's. What do you know about?
I don't know a whole lot. They've been doing it for a long time.
Okay.
I think they originally started making telly stuff, and they make guitars. I don't think they make that many guitars anymore.
Okay.
But that's kind of how it started, and presumably he started making his own stuff because he couldn't find stuff he liked enough to use.
And you know as well as anybody, it's the Cadillac of Strat parts or telly parts.
Yeah, the stuff is really, really good. Probably better than the original stuff.
It's excellent.
Yeah. So
whereas with the Jazzmaster trem,
mm-hmm.
there's mastery, and then there's everything else. I don't.
Yeah, there's mastery. There's a couple of new guys in that market making cool.
What's the Cadillac of? Read expensive.
Yeah, expensive is the word.
Well, you don't get a Cadillac for nothing, Chris.
No, you don't. But you know, really the Callahan stuff, the Strat kit, the retail on that is $269.
No, it's a little more than that, isn't it?
Is it? No, I think that's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's 300 or less.
Yeah.
And that's everything.
That's everything but the pick guard and pickups.
Yeah.
But you get an output jack and you get the jack and the cub.
Now the telly one is more expensive.
It is,
but you get more stuff.
But it comes with a wired control plate, and it comes with a real Bakelite pick guard with the paint can mark on the back.
It's like an extra $100 or $200.
I think it's $140 extra.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you get, so then all you need is 2 pickups to build the guitar.
And a body and neck.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. It comes with tuners. It's got everything. Okay.
Yep. So
where would you do if you wanted to source a Jazzmaster bridge?
Where would I go?
Yeah.
What would I do?
Yeah. What's the Cadillac of Jazzmaster bridge and trim?
Probably Mastery.
Okay.
That's what I would do. So
that's $300 worth of just bridge and trim, right?
But I don't know that I would use. I don't think that you have to have the Mastery bridge.
But if you were going to sell it, if you were going to sell the same
class,
like the $9,000 Jazzmaster workshop, and it's got the most premium stuff you can possibly imagine.
Yeah, maybe Mastery stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe not. I don't like building custom Jazzmasters and having a part that says Fender on it. Yeah. So getting the original Fender, even though it's a pretty nice piece, not a huge fan of doing that.
Okay.
So yeah, Mastery, or there's one called the Descendant that's actually really cool.
If you want to do a Jazzmaster or Jag workshop, send me an email. TexasToastGuitars.com. Send me an email, and Joy will get it, and she'll go, "Hey, someone wants to do this Jazzmaster thing. Here's what they want to do. Let me know."
Yep. Rusty Fender says, "Give me a hardtail Jazzmaster."
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not exactly a Jazzmaster, but it's a Jazzmaster shape.
Mm-hmm.
We could do that. I mean, you could do that at our regular
We've done
workshop.
That. Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Switch to a roller bridge. Never.
What they're suggesting is the Tunomatic roller bridge or something. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I don't have a problem with that, but I'm not a purist Jazzmaster guy.
Right.
What is it about that you're?
Just the way it looks.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Is it like having a Gibson looking part on a Fender looking guitar?
Yep.
Okay.
It is.
I get that.
Yep. So.
Yeah, it's sort of like having a Tunomatic and stop tail on a Strat.
Yeah.
Which I also don't have a problem with.
Yeah.
But I do have a problem with Strat trem on a Les Paul, or 6 in line headstock on a Flying V. It doesn't matter. Yeah, whatever, it doesn't matter.
Yep.
So did we come to any consensus on carb tops from the audience, or was it just me saying I like carb tops and everybody else should want one too?
Yeah, I think it's the second thing. I think it sort of devolved into as these often do, what's the most obscure thing I can talk about?
Yeah, that's right. The BC Rich bitch.
Well, yeah, no, there was way more obscure stuff.
The BC Rich Iron Bird, that's a double cutaway, kind of.
Yeah.
If the Jazzmaster is a double cutaway, then the Iron Bird is too.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, that's.
Question for you. Is the Gibson Explorer a double cutaway? Not really, but not really.
No, it's a single cutaway.
Yeah, it just doesn't
with no upper bout.
Yeah.
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 With an abbreviated not cutaway part.
I think the Modern is almost a non-cutaway.
Yeah, is the
There's
Flying V a double cutaway?
No,
Yeah,
there's no cut. Yeah, no cut.
Yeah.
It's the original no cut for excellent access.
Yeah. You know what though? I submit to you that the SG has easier upper, like the highest fret access of any Gibson, including the Flying V and including the Explorer.
Yeah.
The Explorer is pretty thinness good. Of it is yeah, where you really get into the access thing for the SG is it's 1.25 inches thick. So it's your hand doesn't bang into anything. Now, it doesn't matter to me because I never play there, but
yeah. If I had one, then I'd have to learn how to play up there.
All right.
All right. Well, I think we're almost out of time.
Are we?
4 minutes.
4 minutes. Okay. Yep. The clock on the wall says we have like 10 minutes, but it's clearly slow.
Yeah.
So yeah. So is there going to be a reveal tomorrow, Chris?
Yeah, we can show off some stuff. Yeah.
Okay. I also want to show off my my Howler Brothers tool bag and let people know how to get one.
Okay.
I think that there are certain things that every man should have, and I want to talk about that in upcoming reveals and upcoming.
Okay.
And here's why, Chris, because Christmas is right around the corner, and if there is a man on your Christmas list, not you, but unless you want to get me something, but there's some people who might be like, hey, I wonder what I should get. What should I get Chris for Christmas? We're going to let you know, and you got plenty of time to take advantage of it. And we're going to tell you where you can get this stuff, and we're going to tell you why you need it. And a lot of it is guitar centric. Some of it is not. So yeah, it's going to be very, very excellent. I'm looking forward to it. One of them is my Howler Brothers tool bag, which I'm going to show everybody tomorrow.
Cool.
Okay. So thanks for hanging out with us, you guys. I can't tell you, we were close to doing nothing tonight.
We were, yeah. And then all of a sudden we were, close to not getting started on time.
Yeah.
Once we got it all figured out.
Chris managed to pull it off. All right. It was me. You can tell him it was me. I did everything.
I think it was a team effort.
It was a team.
All I did was go get my computer and plug the microphone.
I still don't know why. Yeah.
I don't know why. Yeah, why yours isn't working.
Yeah, I don't know either.
You have the better computer, I think.
Maybe it's just got a bunch of dust in it. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah. It did finally go bing. But
bing.
Yeah.
All right.
Who knows?
Well, everybody, thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you tomorrow for a reveal, and then it's Pizza Friday. Is it Pizza Friday tomorrow? It's up to me. It's
Jim's
Pizza Friday,
by, right?
Yeah, but I think he wants to get a sandwich tomorrow. What do you? Can you eat a sandwich?
I'd rather not.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll figure something out.
Yeah, I can eat the middle out of the sandwich.
There you go. Okay, everybody. Well, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
All right. See ya.